if you live on Earth, I'm sure that you have seen a lot of people say English is the hardest language to learn in the world. Well, they say it because they don't know anything about language learning and stuff. But is it really true? Well, heck no. There's no such thing as hard or easy languages. A language can be hard or easy depending on the similarities between the languages that you speak and the one that you are learning. Having said that, English does have some features that make it super unique from other languages in the world. Like English has some features which are like so uncommon in languages across the world. So yeah, in this video we're gonna talk about some rare features that English has. So yeah, without further ado, let's get down to business. And for the sake of, I don't know, facilitation, I have divided this video into two parts. In the first part, I'm gonna talk about grammar, and in the last part, I'm gonna talk about pronunciation. So yeah, let's go with grammar now. Now, people from different backgrounds often complain about English grammar. They be like, oh, why is this so hard? Why is this so complicated? But is it really that complicated? Well, it might be, but as someone who studies languages from like across the world, I have seen some other grammars which are like way complicated than the English one. But it doesn't mean English grammar is similar to every other language in the world. Like there's a lot of features which are different from other languages in the world. For example, the do support. Do you speak English? Did you learn anything new yesterday? Does he speak English? What do the words like do, does, did do here? Nothing. Well, not technically. They turn a sentence like you speak English to a question. Do you speak English? But it's not the way other languages do it. For example, in Spanish and in German, to ask a question, you just change your intonation, like you speak English or you speak English, hablas English, hablas English. You see, you just change your intonation, you just change the way you say it. And in some languages like Japanese and Chinese, they use some question particles like ka or no and ma respectively. But the thing that makes it different from English is that they don't change unlike English. Like in English, it's do, does, did, but in those languages, they stay the same. They don't change. Also, negation. He speaks English, he doesn't speak English. In many languages in the world, like Japanese, to negate a sentence, you just modify the verb. And in some languages, you use a negation word, like no in Spanish, nicht or keine in German, and nie in Russian. But in English, it's very unique. We use the word not, which is fine. Many languages do that. But we also use the word do or its conjugations. But why do we do that? Well, I don't know why we do it. I have to research about that. But like, it just makes English kind of unique than other languages, I guess. Also, when talking about negation, we have to talk about double negation too. Now, in many European languages like in Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, it's super common to use double negations. But in English, technically, formally, we don't have like double negation. But in some dialects of English, like in AV or like pretty much general informal conversations, people do use the double negation. Like we say things like he doesn't speak no French, or even more casually, he won't speak no French. Oh, notice the sentence people do use double negation from earlier. Here, the auxiliary verb do is used as a way of emphasizing it. People do use do to emphasize what they are saying. But pretty much in every other language, people just change the way they are speaking. They just change their intonation to emphasize what they are saying. Number two, articles. Dude, do you got a car? What do you mean, do I have a car? Which one are you talking about? Oh yeah, the one you saw yesterday? Yeah, well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's the one that I stole from a man yesterday. That's not mine. What? Dude, you are a thief. What are and the? Well, grammatically, they are called articles. What they do is like they define a noun that we use after them or before them in some languages. Now, articles are not only in English. You can say them in like plenty of European languages, if not all of them. But if you go to Asia or if you go anywhere outside Europe, they are super rare. They don't exist in Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Russian, Hindi, Tagalog, or Indonesian. So beginner speakers of these languages might not use them, or even if they do, they might get them wrong.
I'm the man. I drink the water you bought me yesterday.
And speaking of Chinese, you know what else doesn't exist in Chinese? The present progressive tense, or even the past one. Now it's not super rare. You can see the present progressive tense in like many languages in the world. But there's some languages like Russian, German, French, Chinese, where you don't have this tense. So you can say I do, and it means like you do something in general, or you are doing it right now. They might use words like right now, currently, or like some expressions to indicate which one you are saying. But like in English, you have like a whole different tense for that. Now English having 11 or 12 different tenses is not super unique. There's plenty of languages which use more tenses than English. But like for some people whose languages don't have that many tenses, it's a bit hard for them to get used to. But like it's not super rare. With time, people will get used to it. Or they just have to. Also, phrasal verbs. They are the verbs where you add some prepositions to them. Like to get is a verb, to get up is a phrasal verb. And a phrasal verb might not always mean something related to the original verb, you see. Now you have a verb to give and you have some phrasal verbs that you make from the verb to give. Like to give up, to give in, to give out. Oh, the last one's my favorite though for whatever reason. And so far, the only language that I've seen that does it is German. Now there might be some more languages that does it, but like it's pretty rare in general. Now at the end of the grammar section, if we are talking about this, we have to talk about something important. It's not only English with like some rare features. There's a lot of languages with like rare features. For example, like in a lot of Romance languages like Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, French, they use the subjunctive mode, whereas English doesn't, at least not in a super obvious way like in these languages. So yeah, at last, English, like every other languages in the world, has some cool grammatical features to it, which make it unique and difficult for some people, but with time, you will get used to it. It's not something to worry about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's talk about phonetics. Now in English, there are a lot of sounds which are common in almost every language in the world, like pa, ba, ma. But there's also some other sounds which are like super rare across languages in the world. For example, the dental fricatives. Like, what do you think of this video? Like, if you speak English, it's so common to hear th or the, right? Now, they are found in some languages like Greek. They have like both voiced and unvoiced dental fricatives like th and the. And also like the Spanish is spoken in Spain, like the peninsular Spanish. They also have like th sound. They replace the letter Z with the th sound. Like instead of saying gracias, they say gracias. You see? And yeah, they are also found in Wales. Yeah, there might be some languages, some minor languages, but like other than that, this sound is super rare across many languages in the world. So that's why speakers of many languages in the world often replace their sound with something close to that to fix their language's phonotactics. For example, Hindi speakers often tend to replace th with th. Like instead of pronouncing the fricative, they pronounce the plosive like th instead of th. And yeah, some people might replace the with sa or ta, and like the with ja or like the. And one thing that fascinates me about this sound is like even in some dialects of English like AAV, they often replace the voiced renal fricative like the with something like voiced alveolar plosive like the, the, the. Like yeah, it's super common in AAV. Just listen to this clip.
Okay, he's just the greatest. Right. Fuck all that.
And yeah, speaking of AAV, I find it kind of fascinating. So one day, I don't know when, but like one day I might make a video explaining AAV. Now, approximant. Now, the English R is an alveolar approximant, meaning you try to get your tongue closer to the alveolar ridge, which is the part like right next to your teeth, and then you just don't touch it. You try to get your tongue closer to that, but you don't touch it. Like you don't say R, R, you say R, R. Now, this sound is not only found in English, it's found in like some dialects of Dutch, Chinese, and a few other languages, as you can see on the screen right now. But yeah, other than that, this sound is pretty rare worldwide. Like many languages in the world don't have approximate alveolar R. Like, for example, Spanish is a trill, alveolar trill, like r, r. And then French and German use like the uvular R, like but like in English, it's an approximate r, 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 r. So this is why like speakers of these languages often struggle with the R sound. This is exactly why when you go to YouTube, there's like a lot of people explaining how to make the Spanish R, because for English speakers, it's not like easy to make the Spanish R, R. Now let's talk about vowels. Dude, English has like 14 to 20 different vowels depending on the dialect. Like let me put it this way. In Spanish, there's only 5 vowels. A, E, U, O. And in Hindi, there's only like 10. But in English, there's like 14 to 20 different vowels. Like let's just say like 15 on average. So yeah, this is why Spanish speakers often struggle with vowels in English, because they only have 5 in their language, and in English we have like 4 times that, like 20 or like I don't know 15. Crazy, right? Now let's talk about some other features. Now some dialects of English have bilabial trill, which is like they often use it when the letter B is followed by the letter R. Like instead of saying bro, they be like bro, bro. I can't even make it. And this sound is already super rare worldwide. Like yeah, it's not found in like major languages. Like it might be found in like a few rare languages in the world. And if you ask me, I can't name a single language that uses this sound bilabial trill. But in some dialects of English, they have it for whatever reason. But it's mostly like a small dialect, so let's just not talk about it. It just doesn't make any difference, I guess. Also, consonant clusters. Now, English, unlike some other languages, has pretty lax phonotactics, meaning you can jam like a lot of consonants back to back without needing a vowel. Like in the word six or like strengths. Like yeah, there's like not that many vowels, right? But in Spanish, you have to have a vowel after like every 1 or 2 consonants. Like Spanish phonotactics don't let you jam a lot of consonants back to back like in English. So that is why speakers of many languages in the world often struggle with consonant clusters in English. Now, people from around the world, people from different parts of the world, often pronounce the sounds differently because of their language's phonotactics. What are phonotactics? Now, phonotactics are rules by which a language can put consonants and vowels together to make words. Now, English phonotactics is kind of lax, and like it's a bit complicated for like people of other languages, so they often like go through something called phonotactic repairs. When they go through phonotactic repairs, they pronounce sounds differently. I mean, it is cool IMO to pronounce sounds differently. Like it just shows the diversities of the language. You feel me? Like yeah, you should not really try to produce every sound correctly. Like fuck it, there's no rule. Like every sound is correct in one place or another. You don't have to get too obsessed with it. Like you can try to produce every sound correctly, but you should not be obsessed with it. You feel me? The main point is to understand and be understood in like no matter whatever language you're learning. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Hope it was interesting. And yeah, let me know what you think English having like these differences from other languages and yet being an international language. Do you think the international language should be another one or should we just let it be English? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.